It's that awkward moment where we wait. I could sing. You guys want to hear some songs? I'm not a good singer, don't worry.
All right, well, I don't want to take up too much of your time, Eric, so I'll just get started. I think we'll have a lot more people jumping on in the next couple of minutes, though. So I will start with recognition quickly. I'm going to go through the week leg volume leaders for last week, so I'm just going to pull that up quickly. All right, and it was a great week with a lot of people on the board for week leg volume. So I'll start with the 300 club. We have Elena Magnoni, Michelle Fry, Danielle Zito, Allison Cross, Deirdre Pashley, Jessica Armstrong, Karen Brazillo, Erin Darmody, Sydney Larice, Michael Holdman, Rachel Rohde, Mary Palumbo, Gina Strecco, and Melanie Yoakum. So great job to everyone in the 300 club. In the 500 club, we have Elizabeth Mullenbrook, Kristen Atkins with her second business center, Gina Stracco, Cami Cowart, and Darlene Shamp. Great job to the 500 club. In the 1000 club, we've got my hubby, Jeff Nulsen, Jennifer Holdman, my success partner, Tony Carlucci, Kelly Della Vecchia, Michelle Della Sala, Devin Wheaton, Lindsay Kaufman, Lindsay Medvin, and Shannon Larice. Awesome job, 1,000 club members. In the 2,000 club, we have Stacy Larice and Denise Brodson. Awesome job. Let's see, 3,000 club, we have Kristen Atkins, again, Shanna Carlucci, Tara Richmond, we have myself, and we have David Atkins in his second business center. And in the 10,000 club, we have Dave in his first business center. So great job to everyone who led the team in week leg volume. I am really excited tonight to have Eric, who's the founder of Teamzy, on the line with us. I've been using Teamzy for quite a while now, and we have several people on my team that have been using it. I know we also have other people in Team Perseverance that have been using it for a while. And what I personally love about it is that it's not just another system out there where you are trying to make your life as a coach and what we do fit within another basic customer relationship management system. This was made specifically for Beachbody coaches, and you can tell because it is completely focused on the 4 vital behaviors. It's completely focused on organization and efficiency and being as productive as possible in a short amount of time. And they really just keep adding more and more features, which is why I'm excited, you know, even though I use it, just to hear kind of a walkthrough of all the latest features too. And it's something where, and I'm sure Eric's going to touch on this, that you can do a 30-day free trial just to give it a start and, you know, see how it goes and see what it does for you. But the whole point of it is to make connecting with people and building relationships, which should be the core of what we do as coaches, as simple and easy as possible. So it's something that I personally highly recommend. I've recommended it to my team. I recommend it to all of our teams on this call, and I'll hand it over to Eric to explain more about it.
Awesome. Thank you, Charise. That was awesome. That was a great description of Teamzy. I loved it. So I'm excited to be here with you guys. First thing I'm going to do is mute everybody. Just for background distracting type noises. But if you guys, like, you know, you feel the spirit move you and you want to say something, just unmute yourself. Okay, no big deal. I'm happy to do that. But here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take you guys through a little bit of training first on the philosophy that lies behind Teamzy. Okay, because it's not just a tracking app. It's actually an approach. It's a system for doing this business. So I'm going to explain that a little bit to you guys. And honestly, I could train you for a month on this. I am going to do it as quickly as I can. So it's going to be like taking a sip of water from a fire hose. So get ready, get your pens and paper ready. I'll drop a bunch of nuggets on you as we go. Then I'm going to show you how to set up Teamzy. It's really easy. I'll show you how to just destroy, in a good way, your power hour. I'll show you how to follow up like a pro and without being a nag. How many of you guys want to know how to do that? And then we'll do an open Q&A. Sound good? All right. And so I'm going to cover a lot of ground. I'm going to go really fast. For those of you guys who wish I would be a little bit more temperate in my speed, we're recording the call for you. All right, here we go. First thing I'm gonna do is jump over to my presentation. So you guys should now be seeing, do you guys see my presentation now? How to leverage relationship marketing to become a power hour boss. This is what I wanna talk to you about first. And if you see me looking over here, it's not because I'm not interested. That's actually where your faces are on my screen. And I'm a people person, so I wanna see your faces all the time. How to leverage relationship marketing to become a power hour boss. So just a quick little bit of background on me, just so you guys know. My background, my professional background has been as a business coach and consultant for the last 15 years. I've helped people build their business. That's what I've done. How to be efficient, how to maximize their proactive activity, which is reaching out and connecting with people, right? And how to make sure that their focus is on the things they need to be on to grow their business. I became a Beachbody coach because I had a personal transformation using the products. And as I became a coach, I had about an hour a day, maybe, to spend on my business because I have lots of kids and a full-time job, you know, life like you guys. And so I knew as a coach, as a business coach, like I need tools to leverage my time to be efficient. What are the tools the top coaches are using? And that's when I discovered there really wasn't anything. So that's why we have Teamzy, and I'll kind of, you guys will understand as we go, and I show you what it does, why we needed it. So what is relationship marketing? What is relationship marketing? Relationship marketing is a lead generation system. It's a lead generation system. That's a system that initiates consumer interest or inquiry into the products or services of a business. See, guys, what I'm going to show you tonight with Teamzy, it's not just a way to track your activities. It's actually a system to help you generate new business. Okay. Now, the cool thing about relationship marketing is people think that, oh, well, it's all about relationships. And it is all about relationships. But what people don't realize is that there's a system that you can build relationships in a way that's predictable for your business. You can predict how your business will grow over time. So here's the principle I want to give you guys at the beginning of our call tonight. You're not in the business of marketing home fitness programs or nutritional supplements. Your business is lead generation. You are in the lead generation business. Okay. It does not matter how busy you are in a day. It doesn't matter if you sign up 10 coaches and sell 20 challenge packs. If you're not doing lead generation work, you're not working on your business. Does that make sense? And so we just have to have that mindset now. Mindset. I'm creating new words. Sound like something else, right? Mindset change right now. We're in the lead generation business. Now, the next principle kind of follows on that, which is that developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. So we are in the lead generation business. We generate leads so that we can build relationships, right? That's why we need leads, so we can develop relationships. By the way, when our focus is on those two things, meeting new people and building relationships with them, the business is going to follow. Does that make sense? Okay. What we do with our relationships over time is we turn them into advocates. We turn them into advocates by investing time and providing outstanding service. Okay, and I'll show you that as we go. But all of you guys are already advocates for lots of different companies and products. It just means that you're in love with the product and you can't help telling other people about it and sharing it with other people. And this is what we're going to do with people as we invest in relationships over time, is turn them all into advocates for our business. Okay, I need a sip. Here's your next big principle. Relationship marketing depends on trust. Relationship marketing depends on trust. Now we're getting into the how-tos. So we generate leads so that we can build relationships, but there's no relationships without trust. What I mean by this is, if you are a jerk, this ain't gonna work. Okay, and you guys know there are people in our industry, there are people in our network who are not trustworthy people. Is that true? Yeah. And here's the thing. They can probably still build a big business, but this system won't work for them because relationship marketing depends on trust. But here's the good news. Trust makes the work fun. Trust makes the work fun because you don't have to convince people. You get right to helping them. How many of you guys cringe sometimes at the thought of reaching out to people? Reaching out to people. It's kind of like, I don't want to do that. But when there's trust, it's fun to do it. Okay, and I'm going to show you guys how much fun this can be. Trust takes that icky salesperson feeling away from the process. You don't have to worry about that. If you're worried about coming across as an icky salesperson, you won't ever. come across as a Nikki salesperson if you're focused on earning people's trust. And then you get to go for yes. This is my favorite part. Have you guys as a team gone for no? Have you guys ever done that? You know what I'm talking about? So for those of you guys who may not know what I'm talking about, going for no, it's a real popular thing in network marketing, the idea that, you know, you're like going through your warm market, you're going through your list, you're reaching out to people, and you're going for no. In other words, you don't mind getting rejected. The more rejection, the better, because you're getting closer to a yes. And I get it. I understand that philosophy. It's like, you know, thick skin, go for it. You know, I get behind all that. But I want you guys to know something like that. The thought of getting rejected 100 times by people I know in a month or a week, like I will crawl under my desk and hide from that. And I'm sure some of you guys are like that too. You may not want to admit it on the screen in front of the team. But when I was a new coach and they put me in one of those diamond groups, you know, the diamond coach groups, and the group was like, we're going for no. And I'm like, you're doing what? Here's what I want you guys to know. If you've ever heard somebody say, I've gone through my warm market, now what do I do? You cannot go through your warm market. It's impossible. If you are, you're not doing it right. You will go through your warm market 3, 4, 5 times a year. And every time you go through your warm market, it gets warmer. That's what relationship marketing is about. And those warm relationships get warmer and warmer and warmer, and you're going for yes. You don't leave any bodies behind you or broken relationships with the system. Okay, so how do you build trust? How do you actually do it? There are 4 essential ingredients to building trust. 4 essential ingredients to building trust. I'll go through them really quickly, and then I'll break them out for you guys. The first one is chemistry. Chemistry. The second is character. Character. The third is competence. Competence. And finally, consistency is the 4th one. Consistency. Chemistry, character, competence, consistency. If you guys are on the phone and can't see the slides, we're recording the call, so you get these all later. All right, so let's break these out. Chemistry. Chemistry is probably the easiest one for you guys. This is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? Right? And I know a lot of you guys are doing an excellent job with your attraction marketing. You've got your Facebook pages, you've got your niche identified, you've got people like you finding you. But just keep in mind that every person comes with their entire personal network. You need to be able to find your common ground with every person that you come across. And the easiest way to do it is just to do what you've been trained to do, which is to ask questions and then close your mouth and listen, right? Find the chemistry. The second one is character. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you're relatable. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you are relatable. Guys, one thing I want you to notice about this definition of character, it's not something you have, it's something you do. Character is something you do. You constantly do it. You have to constantly demonstrate it. And if you're like me and sometimes you feel like, you know, you get offended if somebody has questioned your integrity, you have to take a step back and say, they should question my integrity. Am I demonstrating it to them on a daily basis? Does that make sense? You have to be constantly demonstrating how much you care and that you are relatable. The third is competence. Competence is when you demonstrate that you're good at what you do and you're a business person. Competence is when you demonstrate you are good at what you do and you're a business person. Why do I have this broken into 2 things? It's because in this business, guys, I need to know, first and foremost, can you help me with my health and fitness goals? Are you knowledgeable enough to do that? And can you mentor me in this business? I need to know you're competent in those things. Okay? Now, how many of you guys have ever heard the term fake it till you make it? You guys ever heard that? Okay. Please don't ever do that. Don't fake it. Don't fake it. Next time someone says that to you, go, no. This is about trust. You need to be real. And it's okay if you're new and you don't have the competence. That's what the team is for. That's what your upline is for. You need to lean into the competence of your team until you have it. Does that make sense? If you haven't gotten to where your goal for fitness, lean into the people on your team who have. Right? Or bring people on the journey with you. Hey, let's do this together. We've got great people mentoring us. Same thing with the business. I'm new too, but we have an amazing team training. We're going to plug into it together and do this together. Okay, don't fake it. But character and competence, guys, it's so important. All three of these are so important. Chemistry is important because let's be honest, you don't trust people you don't like, right? There are people you like that you don't trust, but it goes that way. Character and competence are so important. You need to be constantly demonstrating them. Everything that you do, every post that you put on social, everything that comes out of your mouth, you need to be thinking about, does this demonstrate my character? Does this demonstrate my competence to the people seeing this? Or is it about me? Right? Which is the opposite. Okay, before I move on to the fourth one, let me just give you the principle that underpins these, which is this. People only care about three things, and this is when they're doing business with you. They only care about three things. Can I trust you? Do you care about me, and are you good at what you do? Can I trust you? Do you care about me, and are you good at what you do? These are the three. This is the principle that underpins everything we just talked about. I want you guys to know this principle because if you get objections in your business, all objections, every objection, I don't care what it's for, comes from these three questions. Kind of at a deep level, maybe not consciously, but unconsciously, it comes from one of these questions. Somebody has objections about Shakeology and how it's processed or whatever's in it, and you're a pro and you overcome those objections. You just have to know that deep down inside, your relationship isn't there yet for them to feel good about these three questions, and you have to continue investing in that relationship. Make sense? Okay. All right. Let's keep going. Consistency. It's like I just look at that word and it makes me feel like I need to be sweating. Consistency is hard, isn't it? It's so hard, but it's so important because without consistency, none of it matters. Now, I mean, obviously we can talk about consistency, nutrition, exercise, things like that, personal development, right? But we're talking about trust. How many of you guys are parents? How important is consistency in parenting? It's just as important for building trust with all your relationships, guys. In fact, I'm going to drop a principle here, which is people respect consistency and desire it for themselves. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. I actually took that principle from this book right here, which I'm going to show you guys because I highly recommend. Look at that ring light reflection on that. It's pretty cool. It's called Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion. I'll put it on the screen too if you can't see that little thumbnail. This is, highly recommend this book for you guys as your personal development. And if you haven't read it already, put it on your list. Really good. He talks about the fact that the desire to be consistent is one of the primary motivating factors for all people. We all want to be consistent. We want it so bad. And we respect it when we see it in others. The cool thing about this is being consistent not only builds trust, but it actually attracts new people to your business. It's like another marketing channel. You get 2 for 1 with being consistent, which is pretty cool. How many of you guys have been told that you are inspiring? You know, they say, wow, you're inspiring, or I love what you post on social media. It's so inspiring. And do you think, I always ask coaches this, I mean, do you think it's because like you are perfect now? Like you just look, you're like, you know, you stood next to that cardboard cutout of Autumn at Summit and nobody could tell you apart? No, none of us are perfect. None of us are perfect. You're inspiring people because they see you doing things consistently that are hard for them to do. That's what's inspiring. They respect it. They want it too. Does that make sense? So guys, this is so important. I want to just talk to you a little bit about this. You know, we talk about being a product of the products, right? Consistent, living the lifestyle of a coach, doing your, you know, working out, drinking Shakeology, having a healthy lifestyle, right? You guys are pretty consistent with that stuff, posting on social media, right? Would you guys say you do pretty well with all that stuff? Consistently doing your personal development? Some of you probably are thinking I should do that more, right? Okay, I'm not here to give you a hard time about personal development, but I will tell you this, guys. If you look around your life right now, I'm actually in my shed quarters and I'm pretty happy with it, but if you're looking around right now at your life and it's not exactly where you want it to be, the difference between where you're at and where you want to go is actually in between your ears. Zig Ziglar used to say that being broke was a state of account, but being poor is a state of mind. So you got to change your state of mind if you want to change your state of accounts. Make sense? All right. Little side note on Zig Ziglar, which is pretty cool. My dad gave me a Zig Ziglar book when I was 11 years old. Some of you guys may have read it. Totally changed the way I think my entire life. In fact, the reason I'm here with you guys is probably because of that gift. Do I have it here myself? Anyways, it was see you at the top. He gave it to me when I was 11 years old. I read it and it was all about being an optimist. And it was awesome. Changed my life. By the way, that one's out of print, but you can find it. You can find it on Amazon stuff. And I met Zig Ziglar when I was 25 years old. We hired him as a speaker at my company where I was working, and he came and he sat at my desk and he spent 20 minutes with me, signed my book. It was so cool, just so you know. So I may quote him occasionally every once in a while because we don't have him with us anymore, but his legacy lives on. Okay. Consistency. So let me give you a little checkup from the neck up, guys. Are you as consistent with your relationships? Right? As you are being a product of the product and those other things, are you as consistent about staying in touch with people even as you are about posting on social media? And what I mean by relationships is one-on-one, connecting people one-on-one. And it's okay if you're not. That's why we're here. That's why you're here talking with me tonight. Okay? But I need to give you this principle, which is people won't believe you till they see you. People won't believe you till they see you. And what do I mean by this? I mean, man, you know, like the life of a Beachbody coach is pretty awesome, especially when you look at it on social media. Right? And I love the posts in the summertime with the feet in the sand and the tan knees and the laptop on the lap. And it's like, this is what a meeting looks like for a hashtag mom boss, right? Coach, hashtag coach life. You guys know what I'm talking about. Those posts are awesome. But there are people watching you and enjoying watching you, frankly, that don't believe you're reaching out to them. They don't believe you mean them because they haven't heard from you. Maybe since high school or earlier. Okay, there are lots of people like that in your life that are waiting to hear from you. So people won't believe you till they see you. We got to be actually connecting with people because relationship building is a contact sport. And I don't mean it's a hit them hard, hit them fast type of thing. I mean that we need to be contacting people. We need to be connecting with people. We have to be in regular contact with people if we want relationships with them. Okay. One little side note on this, when I talk about relationships, when you're building a business that can change people's lives and you're passionate about helping them with their health, passionate about helping them with their financial security, it's kind of different because now it's not like the people that you think you would hang out with. It's like you start to have this overwhelming passion to want to help everybody, which means there are so many of your relationships that you're not talking to. Does that make sense? Okay. So here's your principle. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Okay, I'm seriously, guys, I am almost done with this part of the training and I'm going to show you Teamzy, I promise. That's what we're here for, right? But I just have to give you guys one example on this principle. How many of you have ever received a card from somebody, like a great card? Maybe for your birthday or anniversary or whatever. And in the card, I'm looking for an example around my messy office. But in the card, somebody wrote you like an amazing note, like a handwritten, thoughtful message. Have you guys ever received a card like that? I hope so, right? Hopefully, or your spouses are in trouble. When you read the card, it's amazing, right? How it can touch your heart and it can emotionally move you. And then when you're done reading it, do you throw it in the trash can? Is it ready to go? Like just recycle it, done? No. Do you guys keep those cards? Do you have like a special drawer or box where you keep the special cards, right? And if you have a really good attentive spouse, they get their own little pile, right? Maybe the kids make you cards and those go in a special place too. We save those forever. Like we can't get rid of them. But then when you get like a postcard from the dentist that says happy birthday, do you keep that in the same special place? Or the real estate agent that wants to list your home and they tell you it's a beautiful home and they think you can get a lot of money for it, you get that postcard. Does that one go in the special place? No, that one those go in the trash, right? And what's the difference? Why can't we throw away those special cards? It's because they represent the most valuable thing any of us have, which is time. An investment in time, one-on-one. But here's the most amazing part about it too, because we all invest time. It's undivided attention. What gets undivided attention ever in our society now? I mean, what do we give undivided attention to? It's very rare, right? Do we even give it to ourselves? I don't even think we sleep with undivided attention anymore. Seriously, I'm pretty sure that I dream about playing with my iPhone all night long. But that's why those cards are so valuable. And what's amazing is they have a lingering impact. If you guys go pull out your special cards tonight and read them again, you're going to get that same emotional connection to that person again. Because the way to deepen a relationship is to connect with someone and invest time and connect with someone. Okay? Just keep that in mind. Now, am I saying you need to be writing notes, handwritten cards to everybody all the time? No, but that should be part of your business. Just so you know, the only marketing collateral that never gets thrown in the trash is a personal handwritten note. If you want a piece of marketing collateral that someone will save forever, write them an amazing note from your heart. Right? Send your challengers a note telling them how proud of them you are. They'll keep it forever. Just think about that. All right, so that's just a little side note. You can still make an impact with a text or a message too. It's one-on-one, it's from the heart, and it's undivided attention. Okay, and I'm going to show you how you can do that a lot and get some amazing momentum in your business. Sorry, I go off on these little passion tangents here and there, and I won't promise that was the last one. There'll probably be a couple more. All right, let me get back to this presentation. Are you guys seeing my presentation again? Okay. All right. I've got one more slide, don't worry. So what you need is a system. I think you guys probably understand from an emotional and philosophical standpoint, you agree with pretty much everything I've said. Yes, the relationships are huge. We want to serve. We want to bring value to people. But you need a system. You need a system. You need a way to stay in contact with all your relationships. I mean, all of them, the ones you have and the ones you're making. You need to know when to contact them so that you're not spending too much time planning and you're spending more time doing. You need to know what to say so that you're not spending all day in analysis paralysis trying to craft the perfect message. And then you want to make sure that nobody ever falls through the cracks. Guys, think about the time when this has happened to all of you. You've talked to somebody, they're interested, and then at some point along the line, they say, you know what, I'm not ready yet. And you're like, okay, no problem, I'll connect with you later. And then what happens, you look on Facebook and they become a coach on someone else's team. How many times has that happened to somebody? Think about it. It's happened to all of us. And you planted the seed, you watered the seed, you put sunshine on that seed, but you just weren't present when they were ready for harvest. Someone else was. A system like this will make sure that nobody falls through the cracks. Okay? All right, let's just jump out of here real quick. You guys ready to actually see Teamzy? All right, here we go. Is it sharing my screen? Oh, I don't think I shared it. Hold on. I moved to it. I left you behind. Here we go. All right, now you guys see Teamzy, right? Put you up here so I'm not looking down. All right. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take you through setup right now. Now, first and foremost, before I even get into this, I know some of you guys are using Teamzy already. I see some familiar faces on this call that you guys have even been on other calls, which is awesome. If you're not using it, you go to teamzy.com, get a free trial. It's a 30-day free trial. We don't ask for a credit card or anything weird. We're not like the 30-day free trial offer ends on Friday. It's always a 30-day free trial. This is 100% of Teamzy's marketing program. We give it away for free. People love it. They buy it. Okay? Go use it for free for 30 days. And I'm going to give you some action steps to help you get the most out of that in a minute. But get your free trial started. That's a no-brainer. And when you come into the free trial, you're going to set this thing up, and it's really easy to set up. If you've ever worked with another CRM system, you know that they can be a bear to set up. We've made this as easy as possible. You're going to be in a setup wizard when you first log in. I'm going to launch it right here. The setup wizard is designed just to make this really easy. So you're going to do 3 things in the setup wizard. You are going to set your income goal, then you're going to create a powerful why, then you're going to get your contacts into Teamzy so that you can have one super mega organized list. All right, so let's get started. First step is to set an income goal. Set an income goal. So just give me a number. What income level do you want to be at 12 months from now? Okay, I put in 150,000. Put in a number. The number you think that you should put in, increase it like by 25%. Just stretch a little bit. I'm going to show you guys how incredibly leveraged and efficient your time will be. You can do a little bit more with a tool like this in your back pocket. For those of you guys who are already elite coaches and are already doing amazing things, I mean, on the recognition at the beginning of the call, I know that some of you guys are looking at this going, you know, that number's too small. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to set an income goal based on what you will do in the next 12 months personally, like your elite point activities. Okay? Like how much volume you will create new for your business in the next 12 months. That's how you're going to set your goal. Make sense? Okay. All right, so now Teamzy's telling me that in order to get near this $150,000 level, I need to connect with 4,348 people over the next 12 months. So I don't know about you guys and what your activity is like normally, but that seems like a lot of people, 4,348 people. But how do you eat an elephant? You guys know this one? Not literally, right? It's just this analogy. One bite at a time. That's right. See, somebody's doing their personal development up there. I love it. One bite at a time. So the next page breaks it down for you. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to break it first into 3 groups: prospects, customers, coaches. And I know some of you guys are very organized and you're like, but Eric, I have 11 different types of prospects. There's everyone in the world that's not already a customer or coach with you or someone else is a prospect. That's how we define it, right? And as you get to know them, then you'll know what kind of prospect. Then we're going to break that down into yearly, monthly, weekly, and daily. So that huge number now gives me a daily target. I'm going to connect with 9 people that are on my prospect list. I'm going to connect with 6 current customers and 4 coaches on my team. Bite-sized chunk. And then I've got my minimum goal of inviting 3, adding 3 to my list. Okay, you can change these numbers to anything you want. You can move them up or down. You can type over any of these fields, okay? Once you have the goals that you want, hit continue, and your dashboard will be configured to your goals. Make sense? You can also change these over time. Okay, so that's set, our dashboard set up. Now we're gonna find our why. Okay, this is a huge one, guys. This is a huge one. Hold on, I gotta move your faces a little so I can stop the share. I gotta talk to you about this for a second. This is a huge one. Do you guys know what I mean by find your why? A couple of you do. A couple of you are like, that's the thing I'm supposed to do and I haven't done it yet. Here's what I want you guys to understand. 50% of all Beachbody coaches will quit within the first 12 months. Did you know that stat? By the way, that's actually really good. Like, that's really strong for network marketing. If you know, like, that's like Beachbody. Yeah, Beachbody rocks. Only half of everybody quits in the first 12 months. But that is because life happens to all of us, doesn't it? How many of you guys have actually considered quitting before? You don't have to raise your hand. It's okay. I know all you human beings have done it. In the coaching, in coaching, not Beachbody coaching, but in business coaching, we call them quitting points. Quitting points is when life happens, and it happens to all of us. It could be physical, it could be family, it could be tragic, it could be financial. It could just be a general feeling of not being motivated. But we want to quit. It makes us want to quit. And it's going to happen to every one of you. Here's what I want you to know. The reason why you always hear these amazing coaches saying, you got to define your why, you got to know your why, is because the only reason human beings like you and me ever succeed is because we have a reason to persist. We have a reason to persevere through quitting points. And that reason has to be big. That's why we have to take a minute to figure out why we're doing this. Because if you do it now before the quitting point is here, you'll be able to move through that quitting point. If you try to do it in the midst of your challenge, you likely will quit. Does this make sense? Now, for those of you guys who are like, yes, Eric, I know this, I get this, I've known this, I just don't really know how to start. Here's what I want you to know. We have been to the seminars, we have read the books, and we've made it easy. We've created a little process in the Teamzy setup that helps you start thinking about your why. We're gonna go through it really quickly together, okay? And yeah, I know the software doesn't need your why to work, but we want you to be successful. And we know this is a key component. So let me go through this and show it to you. It's kind of like a journaling exercise just to jog your memory and get your thinking, okay? So why'd you become a coach? That's the first question. Why'd you become a coach? And I'm just gonna share my story with you guys as we go through it so that you kind of have an idea. Well, I mean, obviously yours will be different, but I'm just gonna share mine just as an example. So I personally became a coach because I did P90X and I lost 60 pounds. And people noticed that when they looked at me, right? People were asking me about it. What are you doing? Oh my gosh, P90X, P90X, P90X. And don't get mad at me for this, you guys, but I bought P90X at Costco. I didn't even know there was a coach network. I saw it at Costco and I bought it. So anyways, I did P90X. People were asking me about it. My wife found out that there was a network and she said, you should be a coach so that you could get paid for all those people you're sending to P90X. That's why I became a coach. Very deep, soulful reason, right? So what did I hope to accomplish? My next question, what did you hope to accomplish? I remember talking to my friend Robert, who was my sponsor coach, and I said, could I make $500 a month, do you think, doing this business? He said, yeah, I think you could do that, no problem. Great. That was what I hoped to accomplish, $500 a month extra. So you can see when I started this, I didn't have a deep why. I wasn't deeply motivated to build a business. Why is that important to you? Next question. Well, I thought it would be great if I could save that $500 a month, put it in savings. Now, just to kind of give you guys some context, my industry was real estate. That's who I served. I coached real estate people to build their business. And the real estate market, when the economy happened, the Great Recession, 2008, 2009, the real estate market disappeared. I don't know. I'm sure some of you guys were affected by that because it affected everything. And we were hanging on by our fingernails just to survive through that time. And by God's good grace, we made it, but barely. And we did not save money, you guys, just being transparent with you. My family did not save money for 6 or 7 years. We didn't save a penny. We had savings at the beginning, and every year we used it to survive. And then we got that little tax return to replenish it. Right? Some of you guys know because you lived the same way. It was brutal. So I thought, man, if this business, this coach business could make me $500 a month, I could put that in the bank and that would start creating some momentum for us. Right? Well, what would achieving this mean for you and your family? My first thought was, wow, we could maybe buy a new house. If I could save long enough, that would be awesome. Because we have a small house and we now have 4 kids and a 100-pound dog. So it's, it's small. So I thought that'd be great. We could buy a new house. In 5 minutes, guys, I went from, whatever. People ask me about P90X, I'd like to get paid to, well, we might have a new house. This process really starts bringing you to something that's more important. Then I got to this last question. Why is that meaningful? How does this make you feel? And some of you guys look at this and you're like I was like, what is this hippy dippy stuff? Seriously, how does this make me feel? Like, I don't really feel like getting into the emotional import. Like I just signed up to be a coach, just leave me alone, right? But honestly, as I thought about this a little bit, here's what I realized. Buying a new house was not meaningful, but it was symbolic. It was symbolic because I realized that it wasn't the house that mattered. It was my family life that mattered. And the house symbolized that. See, I was working all the time, getting nowhere. I was not getting ahead. And I never got to see my kids. I saw them, I saw them for 30 minutes in the morning. And when I got home from work, they were already finished eating dinner and getting ready for bed. And I never forget, my 5-year-old at the time kept forgetting to call me dad and was calling me the name of his kindergarten teacher. It was brutal. I was never seeing my kids. I was unhealthy because I was always working and traveling, eating out, not having time to work out. And I was super stressed about losing my job. So stressed about that all the time. So guys, I realized buying the house, it was symbolic. What this opportunity was not a way to save $500 a month or a way to buy a new house. It was a way to create the life I really wanted. Does that make sense? And so I created my why statement. And in this last box, you'll create your why statement as you go through this process of thinking. Here was mine. This is the one I wrote just almost 2 years ago. To create a life where I never have to worry about money again. I enjoy quality time with my family and I'm present for my children on a daily basis. I'm healthy and full of energy. I like to write it like an affirmation like this. Guys, I just want you to know. So whatever you write in this last box, my why, when you click continue, it will publish to your dashboard. And every day when you do your power hour, you'll see your why in front of you. Okay. Some of your whys will be more tactile. It'll be like, I want to take my family to Disney World next September. And some of them will be deep and emotional. And that's okay. You're going to change your why over time. I look at this. Okay. So I wrote this just over 2 years ago. And I started immediately building what's now, we call it the shed quarters, my shed office. My wife's like, what are you doing? I said, I'm building an office. I saw these shed offices on Pinterest. I'm building an office so I can quit my job and build my business. She said, what are you talking about? But I will tell you guys, after setting the intention and writing down my why, within 3 months, I left my corporate job. It was actually, I went to Summit, the first Nashville Summit, and I came home and left my job the next day. So I haven't looked back. Now I look at this my why statement that I just read to you guys, and I'm thinking I need to do this again because that just describes like a Tuesday morning for me. That's just my life now, which is the amazing thing about doing this kind of stuff. Okay, so don't just skip over this as the hippy dippy stuff. It's important to do this, guys, okay? And help your team figure out their why too. Just remember, you know, you line up 4 of them, 2 of them are gonna quit. This may give them the armor to persist and create the life of their dreams. Okay, next, we're gonna get our lists in. So first you go to Coach Office, you're gonna get your customer list and your coach list imported, okay? I highly recommend just bringing in your personally sponsored coaches, okay, to start, especially as you're building a big team. So you can refine those on the exports in Coach Office. Okay, and then you're gonna get your Facebook friends, your entire Facebook friends list imported. These are videos that show you how to do it. It's all pretty easy, okay? If you struggle at all with doing these imports, don't bang your head against the wall. Just contact our team, our help team. They will help you the same day. You'll be done and done, okay? We get these messages like, I've been trying to get my Facebook list for 3 weeks. It's like, we'll get it for you in 10 minutes. Just message us, okay? And then anywhere else you have contacts, you can bring them in through a CSV file, okay? All right, so that's pretty easy, and we'll do that. And then you bring it through, and it grabs your files, and it brings them in. Okay. So there's one more step for setup, and that is to rank your contacts. I'm on the team page now where all of my list is. Like my whole list is here. You can scroll through it super fast, by the way. Those of you guys who've been using this a long time, remember when you couldn't do that? Now you can. So cool. Okay. We're going to go through and rank everybody. We're just going to give people a star rating, like you're reading something on Netflix or Amazon or whatever, right? 5 is awesome. 1 is not so awesome. Okay. Like your do not contacts from Coach Office, they're going to come in as 1s. All right. So you're going to go through and just give everybody a rank. Now, I don't want you to get overwhelmed by this. Everyone's going to be a 3 when you start, and you're just really going to look for the best people to give them 4s and 5s. Now, let me explain what these ranks mean. But before I do that, I want to give you the philosophy behind it, and it's this. This is the philosophy behind it. When you're working relationship marketing, you need to spend the most time with the best people. You need to spend the most time with the best people, okay? Our society says you should put oil on the squeaky wheel. No. I mean, you give them a little bit of leftover oil. You need to invest in the relationships that are most likely to move your business forward. Does that make sense? That's why you should spend the most time with your coaches who are rocking the business and a little bit less time with the coaches that are just needy and not doing anything. Make sense? Same thing with your customers. Okay. And I'm sorry if you're that coach that I just reduced your time with your upline by saying that. All right, I'm just having fun with you guys. So here's how we do it. Here's what these mean. 5 stars is somebody most likely to become a customer or coach, or an existing customer or coach that's a rock star. Okay, they're going to show up on your dashboard every 30 days to connect, just to connect with, just to make their day. We're not trying to recruit them or sell them. It's just, hey, we're going to reach out to make their day and start a conversation. 4 stars, this is somebody likely to become a customer or coach with a little nurturing, or an existing customer coach that's just a solid, consistent performer. They're going to show up every 60 days. You're going to get a reminder to connect with them, okay, to invest a little bit in the relationship. 3 stars is everybody at the beginning, and most people on your list will remain 3 stars. They could go either way. They could go either way. You don't know until you start connecting with them. They're going to show up on your list every 90 days. They'll cycle through. 2 stars are getting colder. They're going to show up every 120 days. And then the 1-star people are on your list, but they're not coming up on your connect list. They're just kind of there when you need to look them up, okay? They're your cold, kind of your freezer, where you put people in the cold storage. All right, so you're going to just bang through this and rate people as you go. You just click on it to rate them. Okay, if you see a duplicate or something that came through, you just click the trash can and delete them. It's that easy. And then when you're done, you can just click away and it's all saved. And we're ready to do our power hour. Okay, you can also change ratings here as you're ranking, as you're talking to people, right? So you can actually change it on the dashboard as you go. Here's one thing I want you guys to know about this. You do this one time, you rate your people one time, and you never have to plan your power hour again. There's no planning. How many of you guys do power hours now? How long does it take to plan them, to do a good one? There's no planning. You turn it on and go. Okay, so let me show you how this works. Here's the dashboard. I know I've been talking a long time, but this is the good stuff now. Here's the dashboard, and a few things I'm just going to show you real quick. If you need to look somebody up, you just look them up. You need to add somebody, you just add them. Simple. Here's our activities. These are our goals for the day. Our goal is to reach out to 10 prospects today. Okay, I have 0, nothing going on there. but we'll get one in a second. 6 customers, I'm going to connect with them. I'm going to connect with 4 coaches on my team. I want to invite 3 people and I want to add 3 people to my list. I'm going to see this scoreboard light up as I start doing activities. Okay. Also, I've got my dailies. These are the non-negotiable things I got to do every day. I got to post on social. I got to do personal development work. I have to drink my shake. I have to do my workout, right? You got to be a product of the product so that you can develop what? Remember? Trust. Trust. Why do you think Carl's always saying be a product of the product? You think it's just because he wants to sell you Shakeology? He knows that you will generate trust and attract people by doing that. Okay, so let's actually do our power hour now. This who's up next box is the magic right here. This is where we do all of our work. Now let me just show you how this works. You've got 4 lists built into this. Your prospects. When I toggle here, it's my customers, my coaches, and my follow-ups list. Okay, so I'm going to start on prospects, work left to right. Okay, you always got to do your prospects first. These follow-ups right here are so tempting because they're already interested people, but we want to start with our prospects. And start with the first person on your list. Now, here's the thing. Jay is the first person on my list. Great. I may not even know who that is. Honestly, sometimes, does that ever happen to you guys? You're like, who is that person? Like they were a Facebook friend or they came over from whatever list. It's like, I don't even know if I know what that is. Okay, great. Here's what I want you to do. Just message them anyways. Just message them anyways. You can delete them later if there's, if you need to, but you never know. Okay. So if you're not sure what to say to Jay, see this scripts button right here? We'll get you started. Again, don't overthink, just get to work. I'm going to send Facebook message because that's what I do. I love Facebook Messenger. That's what I use mostly. Most people I know are Facebook friends with me. So I'm going to look at the scripts there. Now the first script here I'm going to use is this one, connect number 1. Hi Jane, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? Hope your day is awesome. Short, simple, easy. My goal is to make her day, get her to smile, right? Hopefully start a conversation. So what I'll do is I'll just copy that script. It's copied down to my clipboard. And now I can just jam over to Facebook and look up Jay. Okay, and I'm just going to send her a message. And that you can see, Jay works for Teamzy, so she's my example all the time. She and I send it back to each other. Change the name, right? Because her name's not Jane. That's just a placeholder name. Hi, Jay. Just stopping by, say hello. How are you? Hope your day is awesome. I'm going to send her that message, right? So now it's sent. Now I'm going to copy it just so I can log it in Teamzy. You don't have to copy it and paste it back. I just don't want to type. I'm lazy. I want to be super fast and efficient. So I'm just going to log this now. I had to send it in Facebook, right? I actually had to send it. Teamzy tells me to connect with her. I'm connecting with her, and I'm just logging it. This was a Facebook message. I'm logging that. And watch what happens when I hit log connect. The list moved up. Jay's off my list. I've got 1 on the scoreboard. Now I'm going to go to Carla, and I'm just going to send her the same message. Change the name to Carla. Then I'm going to go to Trey, and I'm going to go to Callie, and down my list. Okay? Don't overthink it. And then if you want to use there's several other contacts, or you can create your own scripts in there. But the idea, remember, it's just to connect. The goal is not to sign her up. The goal is not to recruit her, not yet. The goal is to make her day. And then as we have conversations, my goal is then to help, to find a way to add value to their day. Okay? So I'm going to go down my prospect list until this whole circle's blue. I get all 10 of them done. Then I'm going to start connecting with my customers. Okay? People will start responding to you. Ignore the responses till you're done with your power hour, please. Or it's like a rabbit. You won't get it done. Now we're going to do our customers. I'm going to do the same thing, right? I'm going to send Mike a message, and I'll go to scripts. We've got some great scripts here for customers as well, right? I mean, it's like great ways to ask for it. You're doing so great. I'm proud of you. How are your workouts coming along? Are you drinking your water and shakes? Send me an update. Let me know how I can be of help. Simple, guys, simple. Make their day. So many coaches I talk to do not stay in touch with their customers. Oh my gosh. Do you guys know, how many of you guys, okay, this is good. This is good. Let me just ask you guys a question. Hold on, I'm gonna stop share so I can see you. I'm gonna ask you a question. How many of you guys are Success Club All-Stars or Legends? You guys, awesome job. Okay, how many of you guys wish you were? Everyone else, right? Which is great. And I know it's really hard to do that consistently. Kudos to you guys who are doing it. Here's what I want you guys to know. Those of you guys who are, or maybe you guys are legends, but you still every month are like, I'm not sure where it's going to come from this month. here's what I want you guys to know. There is no better or hotter source for a new lead than a current customer. There's no better source for a new lead than a current customer. Somebody who is using the products, enjoying them, and getting results from them is better than any marketing plan, any social media strategy, any class you can take. There's nothing better. They're walking, talking billboards already. You just don't know it. You're not part of the conversation they're having with everybody else in their life. So you need to be in touch with your customers. The other thing is, how many of you guys get that email from Beachbody every fall that tells you how many months people stayed on Shakeology on average? And you're like, how come that's not more? How are they canceling, right? Part of it is you got to be in touch with them. And I know it's a lot, but Teamzy is going to help you do it easily. Okay, you got to be in touch with people. You're their coach. They rely on you. The other thing is people, very few people are good at, they can't just do one challenge group and change their life. They need your support ongoing. Right? They need to be in 5 challenge groups a year with you. So you need to be in touch with them. It's so important. So Teamzy is going to help you be in touch with them. By the way, if you guys want to know my specific dialogues, techniques, everything for duplicating your current customers into new challenge packs and new customers, I did a full hour training on it. It's in the Teamzy University, and it's called How to Hit SC Every Month. I'll show you guys where to find it real quick. Otherwise, I'll be tempted to start dropping some of those on you right now, and I know I'm already talking. It's right here under University. Okay, you click that, and you'll see it under videos. Okay, so you're going to connect with your customers. When you're done with your customers, all 6 in my case, I'm going to move to coaches, and I'm going to connect with coaches on my team. Okay, it's so important to have one-on-one connection with your coaches, guys. You've got to do it. A Facebook group is not the same. A Zoom call is not the same. They need to hear from you. Just a quick message. You know, hey girl, how you doing? How can I make your day today? Okay. That's why it's called Teamzy. It's about building your team. Prospects, customers, coaches. In this example, we're going to do 20 connects. It'll take us about 25 minutes. Honestly, you can do that in about 25 minutes. We can send 25 connects outgoing. What you should expect is about a 50% response rate. Now, those of you guys who are obsessed with email marketing and you're getting single-digit responses from email marketing, I'm talking about a 50% response rate, which means we're going to start 10 conversations in this example every day. Now, from those 10 conversations, now you're having a conversation. You're asking questions. You're finding out what they need. How can you help them? And some of those conversations will fizzle out right away, like, thanks for checking in. You're awesome. Or someone will send you that little thumbs up icon, which is like the ultimate conversation ender, right? The little thumbs up icon. Which is great. No big deal. You're on my Teamzy list again in 3 months, buddy, and I will say hi again, and every time you're going to like me more. That's no big deal. But then some of those conversations are great, and they turn into a great conversation, and you're talking, and they're asking you about your business, and they're starting to become genuinely interested in learning more. That's where our 3 invites come from. We create 10 conversations, and we hope that 3 of them turn into an invite. Are you with me? And then the other 7, not only the other 7, the other 17 people have been moved along that conveyor belt of relationship towards advocacy. And you'll pick up with them again later. Make sense? Okay, so let me show you how to do this. Because the next list is my follow-ups list. I gotta show you how to get somebody on that list. So let's use Jay as my example. So I messaged Jay. We started talking, we started catching up, you know, what's going on and finding out what's happening in her life. And she starts asking me about Beachbody and makes a joke. A lot of times I found people would make a joke about, haha, I need to do one of those groups someday. I need to get fit. It's like, okay, great. Well, let's start talking about your goals. So we start talking about our goals, and Jay's really excited to do a group. So here's how this would work. I would say, you know, if you'd like to learn more, let's jump on the phone and talk, right? Because we're messaging. So let's get on the phone, and I'm going to ask her questions. And guys, I'm not the greatest Beachbody coach in the world. There are many more successful people on this call today, and they'll teach you how to do this stuff. I just followed the Tommy Migrant video questions that were in the coach office. Have you guys seen those? Those things work like a charm. That's all I would do on the phone. And I would ask her questions, get her goals. And then I would say this, Jay, I'm going to send you an email right now that has everything you need for the challenge group. And it has the link to sign up. And I'll check in with you tomorrow. See if you have any questions. Sound cool? She'd go, great. So let me show you how to do that. So now this conversation, guys, has turned into an invite. So I looked her up in the lookup bar. Here she is. Now I'm going to log the invite. Let's say we were talking about 21-day fix. Okay. And here's my email. I'm going to log it. Now see this little invite button right here? This time I'm going to click invite. And I'm going to select which type it was. It was to a challenge group. Okay, so we're going to click on that. So now it's going to log this as an invite to a challenge group. It's going to be on my stats as an invite. But before I log this, if I leave this follow-up at default, it's not going to come up again for 30 days. When did I say I'd follow up with her? Tomorrow, right? You guys paying attention? So I'm going to set a follow-up for tomorrow. Now, when I do this, it moves her from my prospect list to my follow-up list. She's on my follow-ups list now. And that's where I put everyone that's interested or that I've invited. See, she's set, it's set, and she cannot fall through the cracks. Okay, so let me show you how this works. So I'm going back to my dashboard. Now it's tomorrow. I'm doing my power hour, sending out new connects to new prospects that are on my list today, then customers and coaches. Now when I get to my follow-ups list, I'm working my follow-ups list and I get to J. Okay, now I'm going to follow up. Now, let me show you guys how to do this really quick. I've shown you it's really easy to set in Teamzy, but there's some philosophy things I need to teach you really quick about this. Because how many of you guys know that 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and the 10th follow-up? You guys heard that before? Yeah. Isn't that amazing? Now, how many of you follow up 10 times? Which is, I don't want you to feel bad about that because I know why you don't. There's 2 reasons why you don't. And if you guys come up with a 3rd reason, you can put it in the text, in the chat so I can learn it. But the 2 reasons that I know about are 1, you just don't have a good enough system to keep track of people that long. They fall through the cracks, right? The second one is you feel like you're a pest. You feel like you're nagging people. You guys feel that way sometimes? Okay, so I'm gonna just teach you just two quick principles about follow-up so that you're never annoying. And then I'm going to show you how we made it so ridiculously easy in Teamzy. You're going to laugh. Sound good? Okay. First thing is, when you follow up with somebody, never ask them to do anything in your follow-up. Your follow-up is an encouragement to them, but you never ask them to call you back. You never ask them to message you. You never ask them to complete their purchase. Never ask them to do anything. How many of you guys, when you get first of all, when somebody calls you, you're kind of like already annoyed that your phone rang. Anybody like that? And then you get a voicemail that you have to check, and the voicemail says, please call me back. I need to talk to you. How annoying, isn't that so annoying? Like, just tell me, you just left a voicemail. Tell me why you called, right? Same thing with the follow-up. We don't want to ask them to call you back. We just want to tell them what we're doing. We're following up with you. Here's the other thing. I want you to keep your follow-up so short and sweet that they can read them on their phone without opening the message. Because let me be honest with you, they don't want you to know they saw it because they want to ignore the first few. That's the way people are wired. So you want them to see it without having to open it. I'm telling you right now, this is how you do it in a way so that it's like they don't feel ever like you're bugging them. Make sense? Because here's the truth. You guys are in the transformation business. People are coming to you to save their life, some situations with health, and transform their life. Following up with them is an act of love. Some of you need to write it on a little sticky note, put it on your computer screen, that following up is an act of love. Failing to follow up communicates that you do not care enough about that person to help them change their life. Okay? That's for those of you who are more motivated by guilt, but it's true. All right, so let me show you how easy this is. Since we put these scripts in to Teamzy for you guys, we've actually put in 10 follow-up scripts. So you can follow up 10 times without even turning your brain on. All you have to remember to do is change the name. Okay? So look, we're gonna go follow up with Jay. I told her to follow up tomorrow. Now I'm gonna go to my scripts. And I'm going to look for follow-ups. Here we go. Follow-up number 1. There it is. Hi, Jane. Just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? Short, sweet. I'm not asking her to do anything. But look at the wording here. Checking in like I promised I would. I told her I would and I did. I just put a deposit in her checking account. I told her, not her checking account, her trust account. Put a deposit in her trust account. And I elevated it from follow-up to a promise. So just to let her know it's a relationship. And then I'm asking her what questions. I'm here to help her. So I'm going to copy that script. I'll send it to her in Facebook, boom, message it to her, and then I'll log it here. Okay. So pretend I sent that in Facebook and I changed the name. Now, before I do this again, I need to set my next follow-up. I'm going to set it for tomorrow again. Always set the next follow-up. Okay? You don't want her to drop off your list. So now tomorrow, she's on my list again. Tomorrow I'm going to come in, I'll grab the next follow-up. You guys with me? Follow-up number 2. Hey, Jane, just make sure you got my email. Check and see if you have any questions. Okay? I'm going to copy that one. I'll send it to her again. Honestly, I do not expect her to respond yet. I'm going to send that one. Okay? You with me? I set the next follow-up. I set the next follow-up. If you forget to set the next follow-up, quick look her up and set the follow-up. Okay. Now I'm going to go day 3. I'm going to do it again. Okay? And maybe on day 4, I might do it every 2 days. You can back it off. Use your discretion, your discernment, but I want to stay in touch with her. And I've got 10 loaded up here for you guys. Look at these things. Look. I'm excited about the goals we discussed. Can't wait to get started. Just staying in touch so I can help you achieve your goals. Hope you're doing well. I'm here when you're ready. How many of you guys have followed up 4 or 5 times and got no response? You should expect that. You should expect 6 follow-ups with no response for 90% of people. So if you guys are giving up on the 3rd or 4th response, you're giving up on 90% of the people. Most people will ignore those first 5 or 6 because, guys, what you are selling them is hope with a plan, but it requires work and change. Those are things that subconsciously they want to avoid. Our subconscious is programmed to keep us exactly where we're at. That's why personal development is so huge for us building our business. Your customers and your prospects are the same way. They want to do it. They're excited about the group, but subconsciously, they don't want to change. They need you to love them through that by following up. And every time they get this little message from you, these little encouraging follow-ups, they're reconnecting to the emotion they had when they first talked to you about the group. They're reconnecting to that feeling of hope that they had when they talked to you about the results they could get. And those little follow-ups are starting to reprogram their brain to get them ready to make the change. Does this make sense? This is why the 10 repetitions, this is why it takes that many follow-ups for people to make a sale. Because this is the way our brains work. So don't be offended when they ignore you and there's crickets for the first 5 follow-ups. What'll happen is around follow-up 6 or so, you'll get one of these messages that is like, oh my gosh, you're so awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you staying on me. And they'll start giving you all the little excuses that they've made up over the last week or 2 on why they haven't responded. The baby threw up, the dog broke his leg, and then it's like an old country western song, right? Our lives. Love them through it. Stay with them. Okay? 2 things can happen. One is they're not ready yet, which is fine. You get through all 10. They're just not ready yet. They're just going to go back into your Teamzy list. You're going to continue to connect with them every couple of months. They're just going to come up naturally, and you're going to check in on them. Okay? Because so many times people get there, and then they're not ready till the next couple groups. One thing I will tell you, though, just a little side note, and I know I've been kind of going off on tangents, but like if you have a challenge group and somebody at the last minute doesn't pull the trigger and get in the challenge group, next month when you're inviting them to your next challenge group, make sure you tell them the success story of the person in the group that they missed. That works like a charm. I'm so sorry that you weren't able to make the last group. It was so cool. In fact, my friend Shannon had an amazing result. She lost 8 inches, 15 pounds in 3 weeks. Can you believe that? The next one starts in 2 weeks. Are you interested? You got to share the group that they missed on the opportunity cost. Oh my gosh, that's just a little side note. Okay, so you're going to keep following up. And then what happens is, let's use Jay as our example. I'm checking back office and I'm like, oh, bam. She got her challenge back and she came in as a coach. Great. So how do I finish her off? So I'm going to look her up. I'm going to finish the process with this one. She was a prospect. Now I'm going to log my sale with her. She bought a challenge pack, which is great. I'm going to save that. I don't care which challenge pack. I'm not logging volume. The system just wants to know that it converted to that. And then I'm going to now move her. See, she's a prospect. I'm going to move her to coach and personally sponsored coach. Okay. So now I've taken her from prospect all the way through the process, had a great conversation with her. We formed each other. I invited her and I followed up. She got on my follow-ups list. I followed up like a pro, and now she's converted. She's on my team. I'll continue to interact with Jay as a coach on the team. Make sense? Okay, one more thing really quick, guys, before I do open Q&A. Let me just give you some action steps. Okay, action steps. I already mentioned this, but go to Teamzy.com. Get your 30-day free trial. That's the no-brainer. Get your 30-day free trial. And for your teams that aren't on this call, encourage them to get their 30-day free trial too. Here's your second action step. Choose, if you don't have a success partner already in your business, choose a 30-day success partner to do the trial with you. Okay? A 30-day success partner do the trial with you. And you're going to hold each other accountable to using it every day. Here's what I want you to do. When you finish your action steps for the day, those of you guys who are already using Teamzy know how exciting it is when you get the "you crushed it 100% message on your dashboard. It's cool, right? So I want you guys to screenshot that and message it to each other when you're done, which is awesome. And I want you guys to know that when I was a Beachbody coach, even though I'm the Teamzy guy, there were days that I didn't do my Teamzy, and I would get this message from my success partner with her dashboard blown up at like 9:30 at night. And I'm in bed, irritated, because now I have to wake up and get my phone and send messages so that I can send it back. If you're competitive like that, it works awesome. Okay, so get a 30-day success partner to do the trial with. Now, I'm going to give you guys a 5-day challenge too, because some of you, before you can do the ultimate reset, need to do the 3-day refresh. You know what I mean? So I'm going to give you a 5-day challenge. Here's your 5-day challenge. 5 days in a row, I want you to connect with 100 people. So it's 20 people a day. 20 people a day for 5 straight days. And it can be a combination of prospects, customers, and coaches. But 5 days in a row, I want you to do it so you can feel what that momentum feels like. And hold each other accountable with your success partner to do the 5-day challenge. Okay, you guys accept those? I'm telling you right now, you can message me and tell me the results you got. Okay, now let's do some Q&A. Just unmute if you have questions. I'm gonna just scan the chat real quick and see if there's questions in there. Someone said, what book did you say you got when you were 11? It was called See You at the Top. Oh, someone else already mentioned it. Awesome. It's great. Okay. Oh, one more thing that I want to show you guys since someone's asking me a question yet. Where's Google Chrome? This is mobile. This site's mobile. So this is what it looks like on your phone. It's a mobile website, just like the Coach Mobile. So you're going to go to Teamzy. You're going to go to, see the URL. It's app.teamzy.com, app.teamzy.com, on Safari, on iPhone, on Chrome, on Android. This is the same. This is actually the website that you go on the web to. It's just that Teamzy.com is like the marketing pages, and app.teamzy is where all the work happens. It's behind the login. So you're going to just bookmark that, put it on your home screen on your phone so you can jump in there. And you can do everything on the fly once you've set it up. You can connect with people. You got your scripts. It's all in here, okay? You can look people up. You can see your entire list. You can scroll through your entire list while on the fly, right? Look people up. You can add new people. Let's say you're in the grocery store and you're having a great conversation with somebody in line and you want to follow up with them later. You can add them. Add them to your Teamzy list right there. Set a follow-up for tomorrow, okay? It's all right there on mobile, which is cool. You can even go to the university and watch training videos on your phone when you're stuck somewhere. So if you guys if you don't have a power hour in your schedule, but you have some gap time, 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, you can still get it done. Make sense? Okay. Does anyone have any questions? Ashley said, do you get the whole app for 30 days or do additional items unlock after? You get everything we have, you get for free. It's absolutely the same thing that you would get paying for it, okay? You can even start a free trial and be 3 days in and be like, I'm totally in love. I want to sign up for a subscription and sign up, and you still don't get billed until your free time ends. Because we want you to get that free time. Oh, somebody just already answered the app thing, which is great. Okay, good. Any other questions, guys? I know I gave you a lot of information. You're probably reeling from it. Couple things is as you get in there, if you do have questions, there's a purple help button on the bottom right-hand screen of every screen in Teamzy. You just click that and send a message to the team and they'll get right back to you. There's also in the university tons of FAQs and videos that help as well for those of you guys who like to do that instead.
All right, Eric, thank you so much. Oh, sorry, George has a question. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say that I love Teamzy and your presentations, Eric. I think this is the third one I've watched, and I've been on Teamzy for at least 6 months, maybe 9. I really love it. It really helps me keep track of what I'm doing.
Thank you. I'm glad to hear that.
And I have to say, so George is one of my personally sponsored coaches, and at the end of each day, she just screenshots her Teamzy dashboard to show me what she's completed as a way, to show extra accountability, and that makes it really easy. So it's a really simple way to work with a success partner or work with a downline coach. It's just simplified.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, someone asked, how old is Teamzy? We launched Teamzy into beta for Beachbody coaches last December. So what does that make us? 15 months old if we were a baby. We measure in months. So we're pretty new. Okay. Well, thank you guys for having me. It was awesome to talk to you guys and teach you a little bit about Teamzy. Get in there and use it. Make an impact in people's lives and see how many people you can connect with. I mean, I showed you that you could do 20 people in like 25 minutes. Some of you guys are going to get excited and go do 50. My only caution is just to let you know that when you do that, you may be overwhelmed for a couple of days with keeping up with all the conversations. So it's sometimes better to just do like 20 a day and keep going. But because that's what happened to me. I did 43. The very first day that the guys gave me the first ugly version of Teamzy, I reached out to 43 people. And it was, I had like a 90% response rate. It was nuts. It was nuts keeping up with all those conversations. But I also had my #1 Success Club points month. I think I had 40 points or something, 42 points that month. So it was big, but so anyways, that's my caution. So have fun with it. Reach out to people. This business should be fun, right? And organized. So thank you guys.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you so much for the time. And I love that this was kind of motivational and also informative and also about Teamzy. You kind of covered everything. So that was great. So we appreciate it. And if anyone has questions about what it's like to use Teamzy from just a basic user, you can reach out to me too. All right, guys, it's pretty late, so I'm going to let everyone go. Thank you. I will post the recording or have Dave post it tomorrow. All right, have a good night, guys.
Have a great night, everyone.
Thanks again, Eric.